Have you ever walked into a building and instantly felt like you weren't supposed to be there? Not because it was haunted, not because someone was chasing you, but because every hallway looked exactly the same. Every light buzzed with the same lifeless sound, and every step made you wonder if you had somehow wandered into a place that doesn't belong in the real world. Across America, there are places so strangely empty, so unnaturally quiet, and so endlessly repetitive that thousands of people compare them to one of the internet's most terrifying urban legends, the Backrooms. Some are abandoned, some are still standing, some are even open to the public, and once you see them, you may never look at an ordinary hallway the same way again. Before we begin, let's make one thing clear. The Backrooms are an internet urban legend, not a proven real place, but the locations you're about to see are absolutely real, and many people believe these strange buildings capture the exact feeling that made the Backrooms so unforgettable. So, turn down the lights, put on your headphones, and let's step into places where reality starts to feel wrong. Location number 5, Buffalo Central Terminal, New York. From the outside, it looks like a forgotten train station frozen in time, but inside, it's something completely different. Opened in 1929, Buffalo Central Terminal was once one of America's busiest railroad stations. Thousands of travelers passed through its massive halls every single day. Then, the trains stopped coming, businesses disappeared, people left, and the building slowly became a giant shell of its former self. Today, long, empty corridors stretch farther than your eyes can comfortably follow. Rows of identical doorways seem to repeat endlessly. The silence feels unnatural, even on a bright afternoon. Photographers who visit the building often describe something strange. Not ghosts, not monsters, just an overwhelming feeling that the building shouldn't be this empty, almost as if the space itself has forgotten what it was built for. That feeling of standing inside a place designed for thousands, yet finding yourself completely alone, is exactly why so many people compare Buffalo Central Terminal to the Backrooms. Nothing jumps out at you, nothing screams, nothing moves, and somehow, that's what makes it so unsettling. Location number 4, Rolling Acres Mall, Ohio. There was a time when this shopping mall was filled with life. Families, teenagers, music, bright store windows, and crowded food courts. Then everything changed. One store closed, then another, and another, until eventually, the entire mall became empty. Imagine walking through a shopping center where every storefront is dark. Escalators stand perfectly still. Plastic signs are still hanging exactly where they were left years ago. The air barely moves. Your footsteps echo across polished floors that nobody has walked on in years. Urban explorers who entered Rolling Acres before its demolition often said it felt less like an abandoned mall and more like walking through a place where time had simply stopped. That strange combination of familiarity and isolation is one of the biggest reasons the internet connected this location with the Backrooms, because the scariest places aren't always dangerous. Sometimes they're simply too empty. Location number 3, the Michigan Central Station, Detroit. If you've ever wondered what it would feel like to walk through a city that suddenly disappeared, this is probably the closest you'll get. Michigan Central Station opened in 1913 and quickly became one of America's greatest railroad terminals. At its peak, thousands of passengers rushed through these halls every single day. Then the city changed. Rail travel declined, businesses left, and in 1988, the station closed. For decades, the building sat almost completely empty. Its massive waiting room echoed, with nothing but the sound of wind moving through broken windows. Long hallways stretched into darkness. Office floors looked almost identical, one after another. Many photographers said they constantly felt like they had already walked through the same hallway before. That strange sense of repetition, the feeling that every turn looks exactly like the last, is one of the reasons internet users often compare the station to the Backrooms. No monsters, no ghosts, just architecture that quietly plays tricks on your mind. Today, much of the station has been restored, but the images from its abandoned years remain some of the most unsettling ever captured in America. Location number 2, the Greenbrier Bunker, West Virginia. Now imagine something even stranger, a place that was never meant to be seen. Hidden beneath a luxury resort in the mountains of West Virginia lies one of the most secret locations in American history. During the Cold War, the US government secretly built a massive underground bunker beneath the Greenbrier Resort. Its purpose? To shelter members of Congress in the event of a nuclear attack. For decades, almost no one outside a small group of people knew it existed. Inside were endless concrete corridors, identical steel doors, meeting rooms, dormitories, medical facilities, even a cafeteria. Everything was designed to keep hundreds of people alive underground, without windows, without sunlight, without knowing what was happening above them. Visitors who tour the bunker today often describe an eerie feeling, not because it's haunted, but because every hallway seems to blend into the next. Every corner feels the same. Every room feels disconnected from the outside world. It's easy to understand why so many people say it feels like stepping into a real-life Backrooms level. Not because it's fictional, but because it feels like a place reality forgot. Transition. So far, we've explored abandoned train stations, an empty shopping mall, and a secret underground bunker. Each one is unsettling in its own way, but the final location may be the closest thing America has to the Backrooms, a place where countless identical rooms seem to go on forever, and where visitors often lose all sense of direction within minutes. Location number 1, the Cincinnati subway, Ohio. If there were ever a place that truly felt like the Backrooms, many people would argue it's this one. Hidden beneath the streets of Cincinnati, there are miles of unfinished subway tunnels that most people will never see. Construction began in the early 1900s. The plan was ambitious, a modern subway system that would transform the city, but rising costs, political problems, and changing priorities brought everything to a stop. The trains never came, the stations were never completed, and the tunnels were left behind, almost exactly as they were. More than a century later, those underground corridors still exist. Long concrete passageways, silent platforms, rows of support columns disappearing into darkness. No sunlight, no crowds, just empty space. People who have legally toured parts of the abandoned subway often describe something difficult to explain. The silence feels unusually heavy, the air seems frozen, and after only a few minutes, many visitors begin to lose their sense of direction. Every tunnel looks almost identical. Every turn feels familiar, yet somehow, nothing looks recognizable. That's one of the reasons the Cincinnati subway is so often compared to the Backrooms. Not because strange creatures have been found there, but because the place creates the unsettling feeling that you've stepped into a world that was never meant to exist. Sometimes, the human mind is far more frightening than any monster. So, why does the Backrooms feel so real? Here's the strange part. The Backrooms became famous because people around the world shared the exact same feeling, not the same place, the same emotion. A hallway that seems endless, an office building that's completely empty, a hotel corridor where every floor looks exactly alike, an abandoned mall with no people, no music, no life. Psychologists sometimes describe this as the feeling created by liminal spaces, places designed for people, but suddenly missing the people they were built for. Your brain expects activity. Instead, it finds silence. That mismatch creates an instinctive sense that something isn't right. Maybe that's why millions of people instantly connected with the Backrooms, because almost everyone has experienced a place that felt wrong, not dangerous, just impossible to explain, ending. So, the next time you walk through an empty office building, a deserted airport terminal, or a silent hotel hallway late at night, take a second look, because sometimes the scariest places aren't haunted, they aren't cursed, and they don't hide monsters in the shadows. Sometimes they're completely ordinary until there's nobody left inside. And that's exactly what makes them unforgettable. If you enjoyed exploring America's strangest and most unsettling places, subscribe for more real locations, forgotten history, and urban legends that blur the line between fact and fiction. Because our next destination may be even stranger than the Backrooms.